Welcome to week 7. Okay, you have selected your posts or your content creators. Yay! You have submitted a draft of your research question to me. You'll get feedback just as quickly as possible. I try my hardest to be the fast grader. This week, the focus is on data collection. So you used a sample chart in the last module. I laid out here's what data collection should look like. Remix that. Use a variation of that aligns the columns with data that will answer your research question. Okay, I'm going to say that one more time. You didn't write a research question for the last module. I told you what you were looking for. I told you what the data chart should look like. You can use that as a sample, as a start, but your columns going this way. So if the content creator posts are going down and you need at a minimum 10 to 15 per content creator, so you're looking at 30 to 60 posts worth of data at a minimum to start to capture trends. And these are all posts that have already been posted. I'll talk about that in a second. Use the chart and the columns going down this way. So are you collecting likes? Are you collecting number of comments? Are you collecting elements about the post if it's an Instagram post, date and time that it was posted? All of those pieces will go down for each of the pieces of content, but you need to determine which of those columns are necessary because they will help you answer your research question. That is really, really, really important. You wrote the research question. You're going to get feedback from me as quickly as I possibly can, but you also need to start collecting data that can actually answer your research question. These two things need to be directly in alignment. There's information in D2L and there's information in chapter 3 to help you with this. So go back to chapter 3 and look at it again. Okay, so what are you collecting? Let's go over that one more time. So this is what we would call a historic is for the internet, data collection. So when I say historic, I mean any post that is 1 week old or older. 1 week. Do not go back further than a year. Do not go back further than 12 months. You are looking at data you're looking at content that has been created and posted by your content creators within the last year. You can't, because we don't have time for it, collect today and tomorrow and the next day, because you won't give the post enough time for engagement from the full audience. And so you have partial data at best. Look at least a week back and then start working your way backwards. So if you're going to collect 30 days worth of posts, start a week ago and then go back. Okay, so if this is in February, you would go back to January and go backwards. If this is March, you would go back to February and then go backwards. If this were April, you would start at March and you would go backwards. You get the pattern, right? That is the whole point, is you're looking backwards to historic data. And by historic data, I don't mean old. We have to keep in mind the internet changes every second. It changes significantly every single second of every single day, which makes posts that are a week old seriously historic based on just the sheer volume of data that is available to people. So don't go back too far. Don't go back more than a year. Start a week ago and then start working your way back. And that's it. If you have questions about the data collection, use your Thursday check-in to check in about it. You can even post that early so that you can get information from me before you start and you don't have to wait until too late to start getting all of your data work done. If you have bigger questions than that, send me an email, come to office hours. I'm here to help. You need to pay attention to what data you're collecting so that it answers your research question. And you need to make sure that you're posting relevant historical information that is just a little bit old so that you get a sense of the audience actually engaging. Make sure you record when and what time you collected that data. So if I collected it on January 1st, I need to write down that I collected on January 1st. I need to put the time in there so that my date time stamp will not be held into account if something happened with the data afterwards. There have absolutely been times, because I've been using a project like this in a variety of formats for a decade, that the internet has lost or deleted data. You need to record when you recorded it. If a post goes viral tomorrow and you collected your data today, you don't have to worry about it. Yours is already done and you accounted for when you did that. That is really, really, really important. So make sure you pay attention to when and what time you collected all of your data. Again, if you have any questions, reach out. Otherwise, I'll see you online.